As everyone knows, there have been a massive amount of hurricanes, catastrophic for many people, and PDA has been involved in all three of the major hurricanes. We've responded in Harvey in Texas, we responded to Irma in Florida, and also in Cuba, and we are in the midst of developing a more full-scale response to Maria, particularly paying attention to Puerto Rico. The Presbyterian Church USA has been present in Puerto Rico since before the storm. Just as we do in every other state where we respond domestically, we were in touch with all of the executive presbyters in the synod and the presbyteries prior to the storm, sending the grant forms and letting them know that emergency funds and support would be available. Due to the gifts of Presbyterians, we've already been able to send almost $100,000 in emergency funds, just a very small beginning of what we plan to commit overall to the recovery in Puerto Rico. Of course, domestic is not the only place we've been busy this year. There was a very large series of earthquakes, one in Mexico City, catastrophic. We have been able to respond and send funds to Presbyterian colleagues there, which is a wonderful sort of reuniting of shared ministry with Presbyterians in Mexico. We're in the midst of responding to the Rohingya crisis in Bangladesh through our partners in the ACT Alliance, and we continue to respond by supporting Presbyterian relief and development with the Presbyterian Church of South Sudan as they recover from massive floods, ongoing famine, and the continued unrest and difficulty in movement of refugee and displaced populations due to the ongoing conflict in South Sudan. We've begun new projects in Syria, a second round of a rebuilding project in the city of Homs, bringing people back to that city and helping to support the restoration of civil society. The Presbyterian Church has also been enormously generous in the wake of these massive disasters that began in September. We're deeply, deeply grateful to God and to you that the church has raised over $5.5 million so that the Presbyterian Church USA can show up both now and in the years to come.
PDA becomes active at the invitation of most likely the mid-councils, but sometimes through partners. So we work with local partners, local churches, local presbyteries, and discern what the best timing is to bring in volunteers, initially for the response, for the muck and gut, and then long-term for the rebuild. And we're already looking at establishing host sites in Florida and in Texas, and we hope shortly to be able to do the same in Puerto Rico. We've had a lot of interest around the denomination for people who are already looking at next spring, next summer, as a time to come in and help our brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico. And we look to establish those host sites. I encourage you to follow us on our webpage, on social media, to see when those opportunities become available. PDA is still very engaged in responding to Hurricane Matthew and Hermine from last year, the tragic shooting in Las Vegas, the fires on the West Coast, and other disasters that have been happening both big and small. PDA and all those who have been impacted by the disasters of this year are thankful.
Thank you for your support.